On November 22nd, the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York approved a new budget request that included tuition hikes. The tuition hikes will take place in the spring of 2011 and in the fall of 2011. In order to get more understanding of why these hikes need to take place, we spoke to Vice President Postman.
The amount of reductions that the university has taken over the last couple of years. He's talked about $205 million in reductions for the CUNY senior colleges. If we are going to maintain the quality of the academic program and to make this into a place which gives a decent education and a good experience to students, then we can't keep on losing money. We got to be able to have the budget at a certain level. And that's why, as a last resort, he is proposing this tuition increase, because no one knows what's going to happen in the state budget. Everybody knows that the situation is very difficult, but they don't know how difficult, and they don't know the effect on the university.
So these cuts that he's speaking about, are they a reflection of the current economic situation?
Yes, because the state was funding the university at a good level. There was something called the CUNY Compact, which got program money in. At York, for example, over the last 4 years, we have hired 40 additional faculty members. So therefore, it used to be that York College had a high ratio of teaching done by part-time personnel. Nothing wrong with part-time personnel. They're wonderful people, but they're not around on campus. And now, with these cutbacks taking place, we're running into real difficulty, and the question is, and the enrollment is growing at the same time. So there are more students here. So the question is, how do you maintain the level of the academic and the student program in the way you want to do it?
We also asked Vice President Postman about the number of the increase.
Yes, it is a substantial increase, and as the Chancellor points out here, the reason for it is what we've talked about. The question then becomes, how is it going to affect students? And if you look in this document, there is a ceiling for TAP payments.
Vice President Postman points out that along with tuition hikes comes more assistance from Pell and TAP, and that should help offset some of the costs for students.
That ceiling is $5,000. Our tuition now is at $4,650. So if I have a calculator right here, and I said, okay, if somebody can get maximum TAP, and it's $4,650 times 7%, that gets to still under the $5,000. And the university is always pushing to raise that level. And as the Chancellor points out here, if you're at State University, where our tuition is $4,650, their tuition is, I think, $4,950 or something. So they're right up against that level. So what we want to do is make sure with Pell Grants from the federal government and for TAP from the state that our students are somewhat protected if the tuition goes up. Most students will be protected by that, and as this document also points out, students have gotten $1 billion at university financial aid.